A lot of organizations and state agencies that suffered through another round of budget cuts this year could soon be lining up after lawmakers announced this week the state is suddenly taking in a lot more money than expected. News 13's Katie Kim is in the Newsplex with why they could be waiting with their hands out for a long time. Katie?
Dick, some state lawmakers and agencies are already talking about how the governor should restore funding to slashed programs. But Governor Martinez's office says it's not ready to go on a spending spree. A curveball worth big bucks. Early estimates show the state could come out $87 million ahead in the budget year that just ended a week ago, mostly from an unexpected spike in gross receipt taxes and oil and gas revenues.
We'd certainly like to see some of it earmarked for education.
That would make a huge difference, I think. Programs
and agencies have already dealt with the cuts and balanced their budgets. Now they want some of their funding restored.
The cumulative effect has been rather dramatic.
Public education was cut for the third straight year, leading to fewer teachers and more crowded classrooms.
Over a 3-year period, somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 jobs lost in all different education areas in K-12.
Superintendents say schools better be the first in line for any additional funding. But they're not the only ones hoping for a little relief.
It just seemed like we were singled out unfairly.
The TV and film industry wants to cash in too. The incentive program was capped at $50 million, a job killer, according to many film folks.
By maybe loosening or taking away that cap, that soft cap, would really show that New Mexico is serious about being competitive with other states.
Cash-strapped state agencies like CYFD and Corrections probably wouldn't argue if the governor undid some of their cuts. And state workers wouldn't argue with doing away with the hike in their pension contributions. But the governor's office says the $87 million is just a projection, and there's no guarantee it'll come through. And if it does, it won't be until late fall. A spokesman says the governor won't take up the issue until January. Even in January's regular session, the governor's office says there's no guarantee of increased funding for anyone. The governor wants to make sure the state's reserves are higher before making any decisions. Back to you.
All right, Katie, those reserves cover the costs of disasters and other emergencies. Right now, the reserve fund is at about $270 million.